It was a cold winter's morning on the island of Sodor, and Stepney was taking some trucks to the harbour. And some engines, like Thomas, Ben, Luke and James, like to have fun together, but sometimes they can do a lot of jobs, like pulling trucks and coaches. But after when they do their work in the winter, they will always have a nice rest in the sheds after their super hard work all the time, and every night and every day. And they do. And one winter's night on the island of Sodor, the engines have worked really hard. Thomas was thinking about disgusting mine shafts, and Luke was thinking about dirty coal sidings, and James was thinking about dirty sheds, and Ben was thinking about hard work. Well, what a lot of hard work we've done today, said James. We know, said Thomas. What should we do? But Luke didn't know what to say, so he went to sleep. And with that, Ben and Thomas decided to go to sleep too. Why, how come everyone is not answering me? Said James. We're going to sleep, James, said Luke. And should you be talking while you are sleeping? I don't care, said James. I'm a red engine on the island of Sodor, you know that. I know, said Ben. We have to go to sleep, because that's the rules of sleep time. It isn't, said James. Fine, I'll go sleep somewhere else instead of sleeping with you lot, he said, and James puffed away. James, said Luke, wait! But James was already gone. Thomas and Ben, he said, can I go after James? No, they said, you'll get cold as well. But I hope James is all right, said Luke, but he was worried. James was a long, long way away from Tidmouth Sheds. Under the bridge and in the scrapyard, he realised that he was there. But where am I? He said. Where am I? Guys, he knew what he had done. He shouldn't have gone too far, but just then, he didn't know that he didn't know that he had no driver, so he stopped immediately. There was James at the scrapyard, and there he saw was a goods train and an engine behind it. James shivered and shivered. Who are you? He said. I'm 16, said the engine, and I'm behind this goods train so that I won't escape. So I've run out of coal and have no water and steam. Then what are you doing? Said James. Escaping. From where? Said James. Scrap, said the engine. James shivered and shivered. Oh no, he said. He started to shake and feel so nervous so that he ran away to fetch his friend. Talk to you later, goodbye, he said, and he ran away from the scrapyard. He steamed back to the sheds, and then there he was, ready to wake the engines up. Wake up, guys, he said. What, already, James, said the engines. Listen, said James, I'm sorry that I was cross with you guys. There's a scrap engine in the scrapyard. We must save him. Then okay then, said the engines, and they all agreed to follow James's orders. And with that, James was finally with the rest of the group. Luke, Thomas and Ben followed James and were ready to enter the scrapyard. We're coming, they said as they puffed away. They were there at last. James told told the engines who that engine is called. His name's 16, he said. 16, they said. Come on, come on, they said. We don't want him scrapped, and they didn't. James moved the other trucks. Luke moved the 3 of them. And Ben moved the last ones. And Thomas was putting 16 on a flatbed truck. 16 was a tiny engine. Hurry, said 16. The diesel is coming. What diesel, said James. The yellow and the black, the dark, the diesel is coming, said 16. What diesel, said James. The green and yellow one, he said. Oh yeah, he said Luke. Derek, said Ben. Is that his name? Said 16. So come on, all of you, let's get out of here before it's too late. And they did. They went faster and faster. Derek knew where they were going. Where is he going, he said, and raced after them. The engines were catching up with time, with the engine. 16 was scared. Faster, faster, he said. The engines were going so fast. The engines were going so fast as they were wasting their coal and water. And with that, they couldn't go faster. They stopped and they were doomed. And they ran out of coal and water. Faster, faster, said 16. We can't, said the engines. We've run out of coal and water, and now Derek's coming. And he was. And with that, Derek was just in time. He growled. Thomas, James, Luke, and Ben, he said. And as for you, 16, how many times have I told you about escaping? We're sorry, said 16 and his friends. You better be, said Derek. Now you lot deserve to be scrapped. Then we do, said the engines. And with that, Derek took him to the smelter's yard to be scrapped. And the engines were never to be seen again. At the next morning, the engines came in with a shock after when they'd been rescued. Well, 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 said Billy. Did you guys like it? No, said the engines. We've been scrapped, said Luke. I know, said Billy. Now what have you two been doing last night? Last night, said James, we've rescued an engine from the scrapyard. And what's his name? Said Billy. 16. 16, he said. Well, now, at the day before yesterday, we've rescued him. Now, yesterday, he's been repainted, decorated, and now he's in our railway. And with that, Billy was excited. So was everyone. And with that, and they were right. And they were right. 16 was so happy that he was invited to stay in the Fat Controller's railway. The engines agreed that they wanted him as a friend. Welcome to the Sodor Railway, said Thomas, and with that, 16 smiled happily, like the sun.